Hey guys, how are you? How's your week so far? I'm just making some soup. I cooked the chicken and no, it's like a chicken. It's almost done. Just gotta wait for it to boil. Cook a little bit longer, and yeah, just chilling out. I went for a walk with a friend, and I was a little surprised. The leaves weren't, some of the leaves weren't turning as much color as much as I thought they would by now this time of year, but you know, oh well. Like oh, sorry. Told my friend maybe in a couple of weeks we'll come back, so, and hopefully they'll have changed colors a lot more by then. But yeah, anyways, I was just thinking to myself, I was just, well, thinking over the past several weeks really that, you know, with being a Jehovah's Witness, I think about stuff like rejection and just like avoidance, like just, and I've experienced that on different levels through my whole life, in some ways more than others. And I've always been more lonely, never a ton of friends. And even when I became a witness, yes, it still ultimately stayed that way. I was never super popular, but I was more accepting by that time, because, you know, I'm not that bubbly, cheery, you know, magnetic personality type anyways. I can accept that, but at the same time, like, I grew up not as a Jehovah's Witness, so can I say that, so I can compare the two experiences of being a witness and not being a witness? Yes. In the school years, not a lot of friends. And I can honestly say when I became a witness, it was the same. But looking back and after thinking on it like so many times, I can really honestly say it was, the rejection seemed a little bit harsher as a witness. And how so? Well, I think just because they're a Jehovah's Witness doesn't mean they're a great person. I mean, you know, not to bash all of them, but I think there was just like this higher expectation and pressure, like, to be good and perfect and never mess up. You know, like the society and, you know, in each congregation. I mean, you have all types, I know you still have like really nice and some that are, you know, a little more snobby and very selective about who's going to be their friend, even as a witness. Oh yeah, there were definitely those, but I tried to stay on top of it by asking people, like, in subtle ways, you know, to make sure who I should be careful around. And but yeah, no, I just remember even early on, okay, when I was studying and first got baptized, yeah, I know, the love bombing and being extra nice, but kind of hard to think back all the way to after I was baptized, but I would say, yes, it did start to, took a couple of years, but it did start to lighten up after I was baptized. I found it like, I felt a stronger feeling of rejection, and more like it was like not being invited to stuff, yeah, just like they would go on trips and have like little get-togethers and that, and I was never invited. I only remember like a handful of times I was invited over to another family's home, like for a meal or a movie or something. Yeah, it was like more so because they got to be extra selective of who they're gonna hang out with, because you know, you had to watch out, you had to be careful of the inactive, or even if they were newly reinstated, you had to, you know, like it all depended on what your spirituality level was, not really who you were as a person, what your spirituality level was. So like, yeah, all the elders and pioneers would get like the majority of the attention, and hardly any for basically any. And then of course I saw imbalances too. Like every congregation is different. I saw little imbalances too, yeah. Like people who seldom ever came to meetings seemed to be really popular. The pioneers were always really popular. I think naturally people would just gravitate, you know, just putting somebody's, looking at them like so one-dimensional, only on a spiritual level. And like it's so messed up. Like not only all the restrictions on dating and what you can watch and read, who you can hang out with, like man, like being in a prison and you still have, no wait, don't hang out with that, nope, don't talk to them. You know, if they don't comment, don't talk to them. And even, and up to the end, just, well, the not being able to date who I want bothered me, like, especially going into my 30s. But even more so, what started to bother me more was that I cannot be, like, the sisters are not allowed to be left alone. Like, they can't be in any kind of situation where they're going to be alone with a brother, or a man, I should say, whether they're a witness or not. Like no trust. It's like the governing body, like, wow, God. So deceptive and controlling. Like, not only can you not hang out with these people, you know what, we don't even trust you. You might have somebody spying on you, so don't even try to. But yeah, just what I wanted to say in this video. Just I have never felt, the Jehovah's Witnesses, I felt a very strong, I'd have to say the one place that I felt a strong rejection, like I have not experienced since before I was a witness and since leaving. You know, I really gotta tell you, I go to church now. I still believe in God. I took a couple tries, but I found a church, and I've been going there since 2019, a few years now. And they are honestly, like, always been very friendly, very talkative, very, like, loving and accepting. And that's not just a show of love bombing. Like, they still are to this day. I can just tell their love and caring for me, and the friendships I've formed are really genuine things. A lot more genuine than it was in the Jehovah's Witness. Because the Jehovah's Witnesses, you know what, like, it's no wonder you don't experience real love from other members. It's all just lies, propaganda, false hope, pretending to love and care for one another. Really, just kingdom hell.